All right, we live. Let me make sure these settings are right. Ooh, right. Public. All right, we got 4 people in here already. What's going on out there? Chicago, native girl, how y'all doing? We live. Me and native girl been fighting here for the last few days. You're gonna make me keep on. She likes to text me whenever my boys ain't doing too good. You keep on. Hey man, look. Listen, I got this shirt as a gift from somebody that didn't know my size, and I have not been able to fit into it until I lost a little bit of weight. So I'm wearing this tight ass shirt. I don't even care. So I'm wearing it tonight. I need to let y'all see, you know what I'm saying? I'm still representing. We took a few losses, 2 losses the last 2 games, but we're gonna bring it back. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring it back. I ain't even worried. Man, this shit tight, man. It's making me itch. Anyway. K-Down, man. Why? Why, K-Down? Why? I can fit it. You see it's on, don't you? Now, you don't want to know the process it took me to get this damn thing on, but I got it on. Them titties is a little too big for them. If it makes you itch, it's too small. Native girl, seriously. You want to make me put them paws on you? Yes, I can breathe. I can breathe. Thank you. Y'all done started already, man. What's wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all, man? What is going on with y'all already? Already starting on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for that 4-minute mark, so I go ahead and spark up and pour me a drink. Pour me a drink. Matt Moore, what's going on, man? Skip Guns says he's a 49ers fan, man. Skip, you better skip your butt right on somewhere with that. I mean, we still good, and I'll shout you out whenever I can, but you ain't shh to me right now since you're a 49ers fan. Here you go, Wavy. Wavy, here you go. Listen, man, I don't care what our record ends up being as long as we can get that championship. I really don't care. It is hard for me to believe any NFL team these days would go undefeated anyway. I'm glad we had a strong start. I hope we can finish strong. But if we don't, if we can get that championship, because Steelers is always a team to reckon with in the playoffs. Every time we go to the playoffs, we're a team to reckon with. So I ain't worried about that. Joe Morgan, how's it going? I'm good. Just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys. I got a lot of heat on my texting group when Steelers lost the other day, and they told me that I wasn't going to go live. I was going to be quiet. So I wanted to come on here and let y'all know I'm still here. I'm still here. All right. The doctor, how you doing? We got the doctor in the building, y'all. Wavy, man, the Packers ain't been nothing to worry about for the last 10 years. What are you talking about? I ain't worried about no Packers. All right, so we're at the 5-minute mark. So I'm drinking on some Kettle One tonight. I'm going to go a little bit fancy tonight. What y'all know about that Kettle One? I know a lot of y'all out there probably on that Grey Goose. That Grey Goose the Grey Goose ain't nothing compared to this Kettle One. And I got it in a fancy. And I got it in a little fancy glass. You see that? Man, y'all, hey, listen. Pull up. I know it's a Tuesday. Pull up anyway. Some of y'all are at work, so, but, and I am smoking on Euro. That's what I'm smoking on. All right, we're going to light that up in just a minute. Let me go ahead and get me a taste. Oh, yeah. Smooth, man. Smooth. Kettle One is smooth. And it's vodka. So you know how that vodka do you sometimes. I'm going to take a little slow tonight, though. All right. Let me see. Let me go ahead before I get too behind in these chats, man, because y'all already done started. I can see right now that tonight we're gonna be fighting all night long. I don't even care. Because I don't like neither one of y'all. Native Girl, Chicago Southside / Chocolate Drop, Wavy, all y'all. We gonna be fighting tonight. K down. I'm a KO you. That's how, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. We're going to be fighting tonight. Let's see. Who else talking junk? The doctor. He's the only one smart in here. Loves the Kettle One. Loves that Kettle One. Pinky up, baby. Daggone right. And K-Down, you're right. I'm drinking hard out of a wine glass. That's right. You skip it, buddy. Yes, sir. Whew. Usually when I drink straight, my first cup, I usually put a few cubes of ice in it just to get past that bite for my first drink. I ain't even gonna do it tonight. I ain't doing it tonight for y'all. I ain't even gonna do it. Juan Dixon says strictly bourbon. What kind of bourbon you drink, Juan? Juwan Dixon says, I'm strictly bourbon. What kind of bourbon do you drink, my man? And it better not be no bull crap. Since you strictly bourbon, I guess I'm in a talking crap mood tonight, man. I guess I gotta fill my butane lighter up real quick. Yes, doctor says let's talk firearms. Let's talk whatever y'all want to, man. If y'all got some and radar jammers, you still on that, doctor? The radar jammers? Come on, man. You can't get nothing to get out of a ticket. I'm sorry, you're not gonna be able to get out of that speeding ticket with your lead foot. So let's go. Let me put some butane in here. Native Girl says, that drink put some hair on that chest. Girl, let me tell you something. I call my chest hairs Louis Vuittons because they ain't taco meat. They straight. You can't get, these are like designer. Let me show you. Designer chest hairs, baby. You can't get them just anywhere. That's Louis Vuittons right there, baby. Whenever somebody want to rub on my chest hairs, they got to pay premium prices to rub on them chest hairs because them Louis Vuittons. You see me? You feel me? Security 29, what's going on? All right, let's see. Let me go ahead and light this cigar. Mike Anderson, I hope you uphold the Second Amendment. Man, come on, bro. Listen, y'all ain't got to worry about that. Local law enforcement, they're all about the Second Amendment. So we ain't, me for one, I'm not trying to take nobody guns. I'm not even trying to put myself in a situation where I'm going to knock on somebody's door talking about give me your guns, because you know that's potentially a gunfight. So I don't think that's going to be a huge problem when it comes to local law enforcement, man. You have to worry about that with the federal government more than local law enforcement. The doctor asked me, do I know anything about reloading? No, I do not know anything about. The only thing I know about reloading is I'll never shoot it again. I had some reloads that just did not work out for me, and I'll never do it again. Okay, now don't hate, man. I ain't showing taco meat, man. I'm Louis Vuittons, boy. Don't do that. Juan Dixon says, I've had a bad experience with vodka. I've been married for 8 years, and I still can't remember what happened on the bachelor party behind some Ciroc. So, hey, Juan, that's the same story. I mean, Juwan, that's the same story I be telling my wife too. I don't know what happened, babe. I got too drunk. I have no idea what happened. I ain't do nothing though. I know I ain't do nothing, but I don't know what happened. That's exactly what I be telling her. See, y'all just some haters, man. Y'all just some haters. Joe Morgan said, if they start bringing feds from out of town, I'd be worried. I would too, Joe. I mean, truthfully speaking, because they're going to be coming for my guns too. And, you know, I ain't trying to give them up. So if the feds start coming, it's going, yeah, I would. Security 29, was that rifle that one we were talking about, the one that's that you was talking about being blued or whatever? Finally, we got one. Steeler Nation, baby. Tony Smith. Steeler Nation, baby. Stand up. I would get my terrible towel, but I don't want y'all hating on my my PJs. I got some PJs on. They're Steeler PJs. I don't want y'all hating on them. Matter of fact, I don't care. I don't care. Y'all hate on them. Steeler Nation, baby. Now. All right. Joe Morgan says we have riots in Boise. I saw a MRAP. Yeah, when they bring them MRAPs out, boys, it's time to go inside, man. It is time to go inside. So Wavy asks, what's a good cigar I could get my uncle for Christmas? A high level one. Davidoff makes good cigars for first time smokers because usually Davidoff are like mild cigars. A lot of Davidoff. The reason why Davidoff is so popular is because they started off making like real mild cigars, and a lot of people like them. So if you want to get something that you can say you spent some money for, go for a Davidoff. Joe Morgan, that's all right, man. You ain't got to know about sports, man. Hey, man, as you guys know, man, this channel is all about everything. It ain't just about sports. It ain't just about guns. It ain't just about cigars. We do all that stuff, man. I'm a sports fan. I'm a cigar fan, and I am a gun fan. Also law enforcement. So whatever y'all guys want to talk about, we'll talk about. Ain't no problem. So it is what it is. Albert Dennison says, sit down, boy. You don't tell me what to do. You sit down. I bet you're sitting down, ain't you? Sit down, boy. Matt Moore said fans can buy back these nuts. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Black and mild gold. Oh, man. Albert Dennison says. Wavy, Albert Dennison says you should get your uncle a black and mild gold. That's funny. Security 24, man. Okay, good, man. Get that rifle, man. That heart monitor, man. That'd be good. Here we go with the high point. You know high points don't work. Do I think 80% lowers will get actually banned? You know what? I've never thought about it because I've never been interested in the 80% lower. So I've never actually thought about it, but truthfully speaking, man, how I'm feeling right now, it's like anything can be put on the table, how they're acting. I mean, just how they're acting, I think anything can be put on the table. I hope not. But if I feel like if I don't know, man. I don't know, because 80% lower is just like a regular old lower that's a strip lower. I mean, it's not just like it, but it's like a strip lower, man. It just, you know, I don't see the biggest difference in an 80% lower and a strip lower. As far as what you can do with it, you still have to add all the barrels and all that stuff to it. It just does not. You know, the gun laws are not, you know, how ATF sees guns and all that stuff. You know, I never could understand some of the things. And when it comes to an 80% lower and a strip lower, it's just like, man, is it really that big of a difference to make that much of a scream over? So I haven't thought about it, man. I really can't give you a real good answer on that one when it comes to it, because right now, how things have been going, it could be possible that a lot of things could get banned that we don't even know. Juwan Dicker says that they ain't banning shit. They're going to try to ban something. I'm going to tell you that right now. Joe Biden is going to try to get something on his executive orders and get some stuff banned. So just be careful, because he's going to try. I don't know if it's going to happen, but he's going to try. Freedom Work says, what is everyone smoking on tonight? Puffing on LFD Chapter 1. LFD Chapter 1 is one of my favorite sticks, man. So you got a good one right there. I got a Euro. That's what I'm smoking on right there. This is one of my favorites too. So Chicago South Side. I was looking at your AR yesterday, I think it was, because I'm gonna do that video sometime this week on your gun. So what it is, Chicago South Side sent me a gun. I asked my subscribers to send me pictures of their guns. Let me know what it is, how much they paid for it, what they use it for, if it's an ADC or home defense or whatever, and I will give my opinion on it. I will pretty much rate the gun and tell you if I would carry it, how I would carry it, or if it would be a safe queen or what. So he sent me that to my email. Albert, then GTA 5 win. I was playing GTA 5 earlier today, man. You know, that update came out, so I was playing that most of the day. When I got up today, I started playing GTA 5 to try to do that first that new heist they came out with. So, so whenever you see me on, man, get on, man. We can do it together. I'll be playing tomorrow too. Matt Moore says Marlboro 27s for me. Still ain't quit, man. You need to stop them cigarettes. Cigarettes ain't good for you. I'm pretty sure you already know that, but. Let me see. Security Knot 29 says, how do you get your handcuffs back after an arrest? In my city, you just get a random pair back. No, actually here. Okay, so we take them to the jail, we process them, and then when we hand them over to the detention officer, it's time. It's basically we take the handcuffs off, take our handcuffs back, and they go into the jail. They go into the cell. And if I'm handing my prisoner off to somebody, we'll just switch cuffs. I won't. I mean, now if it's a combative person, they'll give me their cuffs and they'll take mine, and then whenever we can get back up, we'll switch back. But yeah, we don't just take random. We usually get our cuffs back. K-Down, I didn't hear about Tennessee. What's up with Tennessee? Mike Anderson says, do you think there will be a mandatory background check on ammo purchases online, similar to what happened in California? No, I don't think so. I think that is just a state-by-state thing. I don't think the government is really going to touch a background check when it comes to ammo. Now, they are trying to touch imports, certain ammo being imported. But as far as a background check just for ammo, I don't think that will be, because there is really no law that says you can't possess ammunition. There's a law that says possession of firearm by felon, but a bullet is not a firearm. So there is no law that I know of locally here in my state. Now, I'm just talking about my state. There's no law that says it is illegal for you to have a 9mm bullet. So I don't think that would be something that would be a federal law I think it would be a local law by state, and California is one of them states that they're just trying to do everything when it comes to guns. Man. Opulent Gaming says, laugh aloud, I paid $400 for 200 rounds of 6. Boy, man, don't you ever pay no $400 for 200 rounds. Don't ever do that. That is, wow, that is crazy expensive. Good God. Juwan Dickerson says he can still get good prices on ammo at Academy Sports. Man, the thing about Academy Sports and like Dick's Sporting Goods, anywhere that sells ammo, man, you got people in my area. You got people actually waiting outside the door, for ammo when the ammo comes in. So I mean, it's crazy, man. Like you can't even get it from retail places because you got people waiting outside the door for it. Hold on, I'm reading some emails, making sure that I don't have any emails coming in. And that's about it. Lamar Jackson. What are you talking about, Lamar Jackson? About when he went to the bathroom or something? They got a bill out for constitutional carry. I think it will pass. What does that bill say? I haven't heard about that. What is that bill saying? Joe Morgan says, I'll send you my Rona buys for you. Hey, man, send them, man, so I can rate them and I'll let you know what I think about them. DH, what's going on, man? Did I hear about Cali? No, I did not hear about Cali. What's going on in Cali? Okay, so Matt Moore says, I'm really thinking lately I need to upgrade my P38 to a P365. 7 rounds plus a spare mag adequate for EDC. I think for EDC, just for personal protection and your family protection, I think anything, hold on, guys. I think anything over 3 or 4 rounds is good enough, man. The average shooting is about 2 to 3 rounds when it comes to like a robbery or something like that. Anything over that, man, you're not in a shooting, you're in a shootout. So that you're talking about gang shootings, stuff like that. Stuff like that you're talking about, yeah, you want to carry a little bit more if you're scared about something like that. But when it comes to just a shooting, like I really don't go off of how many rounds a gun carries when I'm carrying it. I just go off of how comfortable I am with it and how good I can operate it. All right, let's see. More chats. Let me see. Yusef, I didn't hear about Cali, man. What's going on with Cali? I didn't hear about that. Matt, I hope that answered your question, man. I feel like if you are very comfortable with that gun and you've practiced with it and you can get on target pretty easy and things of that sort, 7 rounds is well more than enough, man. Even the typical officer-involved shooting is only two rounds. I mean, the average is only 2 or 3 rounds. So anything over that, man, you're talking about like only usual time an officer has to fire more rounds is like a school shooting or a mass shooting or something like that where, somebody's coming for war or something like that. But it's not no more than that. Now, as far as anything, now that, like I said, the 365 is 12 rounds, but if you can't shoot the 365 better than you can shoot the P38, I don't know. I mean, it might be better for you to just keep that P30 938. Native Girl says, how you going to tell someone cigarettes is bad for you? Shaking my head. Smoking generally is bad for you. See, there you go. See, there you go, Native Girl. You haven't done your research. Cigar smoking is not that bad because you do not inhale the smoke. You don't inhale. So it is not nearly as bad as cigarette smoke. There has not been any cases of cancer or anything, lung cancer or anything like that, connected to cigar smoking. And I get this straight from a couple of doctors that I go to a cigar lounge with. They've told me this. I've asked them. So Bad Thought says, if you could only keep or have 5 guns, what would they be? Of course, I would keep my 1911. I would keep my Glock 19. I would have my not my M&P, my SIG MPX. I would have a 16-inch AR and a 7.5-inch AR. Those would be my 5 guns I would keep. I would be able to do everything I needed to do with that setup right there. So that's what I would keep. Lock and or disable guns completely while in the house. They can't. Listen, they can say they want you to do something while you're inside your house, but when you're inside your house, man, there are so many things that they cannot do when you're inside a house that you paid for. Your house is your castle. So going inside somebody's house and telling them how to do what they're doing inside their house is a little bit overstep when it comes to Congress. So it's harder for them to do those kind of things just by trying to pass a law. I have not. Okay, Opulent Gaming, I have not heard about that case. I will look it up, though. I haven't heard about it. I don't know what's going on. Joe Morgan. Okay, I got you. Okay, you send me an email. I'll check it and I will do my video on that also. So I appreciate that. Yeah, Matt Moore says that has been the norm, Big D. But this year we have seen mobs pulling people out of cars and beating them. I mean, that's just like the riots in California when golly, what is the name? Man, you know what? My mind just went blank. Golly, can't we all just get along? What is his name? He got beat by the police officers. God, I can't believe I can't remember his name. Anyway, those riots in California were about the same, man. You know how history repeats itself. So I mean, they were about the same then. Okay, let me catch up. Let me go ahead and try to catch up with you guys. Some of you guys are sending real long questions. So Security 9 asks, should he buy a bulletproof vest? I don't know what you're into, Security 9. And Security 29, I don't know exactly what you're into. You know, a lot of druggies being around your building and all that stuff. I don't think you have to worry about druggies actually getting into a gunfight with druggies like that. As long as you leave them alone, man, they do their own thing. So if I was you, I just leave them alone. I wouldn't even get involved with them. Call the police to come and handle them or whatever. Juwan Dickerson, this is what I will say about red flag laws. I will say this about gun laws, period. There are some gun laws that I do understand what they're saying and why they say it. As far as just agreeing with, all red flag laws, I can't say I do or don't. It just sometimes it just depends on the situation. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to go too deep into it. I really don't want to, because this is a rabbit hole. But But when it comes down to it, basically just like law enforcement, there are some laws in law enforcement that I agree with and some laws that I don't. Some laws that I have to enforce because it is my duty to enforce them. But then there's some laws that I choose not to enforce because I don't agree with them. So I mean, that's what it is when it comes to all laws, just in a whole. There are some I do agree with and some I don't. So Juwan has explained about a domestic violence situation, okay, and I understand that. When it comes to a domestic violence situation, and see that's the thing, man. I can't say that, before a person is proven guilty, how are we all just going to say you can't get your gun back because you were involved in a domestic violence situation, not knowing if he was guilty or not of domestic violence? And that's my thing. I don't know if I can say I fully agree with it or not, because that man or that woman, whoever wants to get their gun back, still needs to be able to protect themselves. And I feel like they should be able to do it with a gun until, they're convicted or something like that. All right, K-Down, I'll check out that link. So Matt Moore says, I shoot my P938 really well. I generally have issues with subcompact because the triggers tend to be awful. P938 is a micro 1911 and 9mm. Yeah, man. So like I said, if you feel more comfortable with that P38, man, P938, I'm sorry. I would say just keep it, man. I wouldn't switch it up just because of magazine capacity. I mean, because when it comes down to it, man, you can get that P365 and shoot horrible, and you can shoot all 12 rounds and miss, and then you can have that 938 shoot one round and hit. So, I mean, I would say just stay with whatever you. I mean, listen, you still have people that carry revolvers for EDC, and they do very well with them. No problem at all, man. I don't think anybody should I don't think magazine capacity should dictate what you carry for EDC. Only thing that should dictate that is how comfortable you feel with it, how well you shoot it, and that's it. Rodney King, that's his name. I'm sorry, guys. That is his name, Rodney King. I totally had a mind, that kind of stuff. Native Girl says old age, and that drink got you forgetting. I don't know what it was, man. I just could not think about what I could. I remember him saying, "Can't we all just get along?" I remember him saying that, but I couldn't remember his name for nothing. Yusef the Sour, yep. P320X carry, X compact, and 1911 legendary. So you guys know 1911 is my thing, and I'm trying to go to the P320X carry, not the compact, but the X carry for my EDC. Because I really do like that gun. I like that flat trigger. The reset is a little bit spongy on it, but I still like the gun. And it's a little bit smaller. It fits a little bit smaller on me than my 19, so I can conceal a little bit better with my 19. And the holster I got with it too. I just love the holster. The holster works real good. Yeah, Massachusetts has strict gun laws. You could not get one en masse under DV. I think that, and then Joe Morgan says, I think DV is nationwide. I think so too. If you have a conviction under domestic violence, assault on a female or something like that, I think it's going to strike you as not eligible. So I think you are correct on that. I know here in North Carolina, to get a permit to carry or to get your concealed carry permit, you have to go through a background check through your local sheriff's department. And the reason for that is because of that domestic violence. There are some situations that where somebody might have 5 or 6 domestic violence calls and the other partner does not show up because they feel some type of way about, putting charges on that person. Well, the reason why the sheriff's office has to approve those permits is because if they see on your record that they've answered this many domestic violence calls, they can go ahead and not approve that gun permit. And that is the reason why we do the local lookup, because that does not show up on your national background check. It doesn't show up on the ATF for whatever name of that paperwork is. K Down says, how many guns should one carry EDC? I think one. I don't know why somebody would carry more than one everyday carry. I mean, you could have a truck gun or something like that you carry like a rifle or something like that. But I mean, I've never heard of anybody carrying multiple guns EDC every day. I don't know why somebody would do that unless they're into something they don't need to be into, I guess. I don't know. That is why you buy 2 pistols for EDC in case the police take one. Why would the police be taking your gun? I don't know why the police would be, unless you were involved in a shooting or something like that. That would be the only reason the police would take your gun. But yeah, you always want to have a backup. Now, I would say have a backup gun, and I wouldn't necessarily say it needs to be an EDC gun, because you can always carry a gun open carry. Well, not always. Some states you can't, but you can always carry a gun, another gun. Not even. I mean, just because it's printing doesn't mean it's not concealed. As long as it's under your shirt. If you're trying to conceal carry something, as long as you're under shirt, it's concealed, even though you can see exactly what it is through the print through the shirt. So it's always good to have a backup. Matt Moore, you always in the 1911 club, man. John LaForce says, I bought an HKVP9 today. How much did you pay for that? How much did you pay for that HKVP9? Because I know those HKVP9s, I think they were going up there for a minute. Are you? Bobby, yeah, I don't get your question. He says, Diesel, are you interested in other law enforcement, sheriffs, officers, game warden, state trooper, Capitol cops, U.S. Marshal? I don't get what you're asking me there. I've been a sheriff's deputy. I've been a ABC agent, and I've been a local police officer. I've done those 3 jobs. I also was a task force officer with Homeland Security. I was a narcotics detective. When I did narcotics, I was a Homeland Security task force officer that investigated narcotics with Homeland Security. So I did that as well. Chris77 says, how do you feel about some states giving out concealed carry licenses without an 8-hour class and a 100-round shooting class? I don't feel like there should be I don't feel like to carry concealed, if your state wants to give you a concealed carry, I don't feel like, I feel like that's fine. Man, when you think about it, this is what you got to understand, man. I've done the concealed carry, I've done the shooting and all that stuff. I've trained people and all that stuff. And people come to the class not knowing anything. And people leave the class not knowing anything. So I don't think an 8-hour class really helps one way or another. If the person's just wanting to have a gun and they don't even really care about the class, I don't think it's going to help one way or another. Because all the class is for is to tell you what the laws are of carrying a gun. They're not, how to operate your gun 101 and all that stuff. That is not how these classes. The class only talk about, These are where you can carry concealed. This is where you can't carry concealed. In this state, this is what you can do. You can't do. If an officer approaches your car, what you got to do and all that stuff. So those classes, man, they're really not, they don't help when it comes to actually carrying concealed. They just help the person not get charged or know the laws when it comes to carrying concealed. That's all. Bro, how do you feel about government banning guns from people who suffer from PTSD? That is a touchy subject right there, man. PTSD is something that you just can't gauge. I feel like, I don't know, man. That's hard, man. I've had to deal with people that have suffered from extreme PTSD, and then I've had people that have suffered from, minimal PTSD. So I don't know. I can't answer that question, man. I think it would have to be on a case-by-case basis when it comes to the government actually saying that person can't have it because of their mental status. And basically that's what it is. So I think any mental status should be on case-by-case basis if that person can have a gun or not. Matt Moore says, and you're right, Matt Moore. He says the problem with red flag laws is such as they can be easily used against normal law-abiding citizens. That's why I say I agree with it to a point, but then there are some times where I don't agree with it because, okay, let me give you a prime example. The reason why domestic violence laws are not as strict as they used to is because people used it to their own advantage, and they would lie to get somebody arrested. Because when I first started law enforcement 16 years ago, if the person said they hit them, we arrested them. That was just a thing. We arrested them. No questions asked. 48 hours or you see a judge, whatever comes first. You see a judge or 48 hours. They started finding that people were just lying about it, so they had to go very lax on the domestic violence laws. Kind of same thing when it comes to the red flag laws. Big Rob says there needs to be a very harsh penalty for false red flag. See, this is the thing about it, guys, what y'all don't understand is whenever it comes to a lot of the laws are a lot of the laws are to help the criminal. They don't help the civilian, the person that's innocent. And that's what happens a lot of times, man. There's always something like, I know there's laws to put people in jail and things of that sort, but there's no laws for lying. There are laws, but they're not as strict. Like you can there's a charge for lying to the police, making a false police report, but it's a misdemeanor. It's a small misdemeanor too. I think those charges should be determined based on what that person actually lied about. If they lied about a felony, they need to get a felony. Period. I think that's just how it should be. If you're going to lie to the police and make a false report about somebody committing a felony against you, I think that I think you should be charged with filing a false police report, and it should be a felony. Where can I find parts for a gun they don't make anymore? I have no idea. What kind of gun are you trying to find parts for? Bobby Yes says, are you willing to go to state police or federal police? No. I work with Homeland Security Task Force, and I did that for 5 years, I think, 4 or 5 years. And during that time I worked with a man, it was just always go. You'll be at home, get a phone call, just go. And it's like, I don't want to travel like that no more. I don't want to be on the go like that anymore. I want to be here with my girls at the house. I have my days off, have my set days off. When I'm off, I'm off. I don't have to worry about being called in unless something really, really bad happens. So I'm not worried about that. Same thing with the state police. Now, state police here, we don't have actual state police. We have an investigative police, but we don't have we have an SBI. Don't want to do the SBI, and I don't want to do troopers because they just don't do the same job that I do. I don't want to do a whole bunch of wrecks and stuff like that. I'd rather be in the community. K-Down says, Illinois' classes is 16 hours, and all 16 hours, I already knew everything and it was pointless. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. When it comes to those classes, only thing that would help those classes is if before you went to the class, you let somebody know what kind of gun you were taking, and then they would be specified on each individual gun. And I think that would take a lot longer than just 8 hours to help people with their each individual gun. Man, when it comes down to it, all you need is 2 or 3 hours for somebody to teach you how to, because I've been in classes where people didn't even know how to load their gun. And that's the scary thing about it, man. They don't even know how to load their gun. So it's just one of them things, man. Yep. Shooting quality. And the qualification here is a joke. You go out to 15 yards, you shoot 50 rounds. I think it's 50 rounds. You go out to like you go to the 12-yard line. They changed it recently, but you go out to the 12 or the 15-yard line, and it's nothing. I mean, it's really nothing. I mean, Native Girl says she can shoot center math at 25 yards. I hear you, girl. That's what's up. Big Eric 53, what's going on, man? How you doing? Everything good over here, man? Mike Anderson said, did you have to deal with hazing when you first became a police officer? I wouldn't call it hazing. They did a lot of pranks on me. Now they did pull a lot of pranks on me. One time, I had somebody spray pepper spray under my door handle. So when I got in the car and I wiped my nose or something like that, there was a lot of pranks. But see, those pranks were always done. It didn't matter if you was a rookie or if you was there. If you left your car unlocked or if you was slipping, you paid for it. I mean, you really paid for it. I mean, they would really go in on you. I had one guy, man. I mean, I ain't gonna tell you that story, but yes, there is a lot of stuff that goes on, a lot of pranks that go on when it comes to police. And I had my chief put a prank on me the other day, not too long. Well, it was a while ago, where I left my car unlocked and it was a dead of summer. I mean, it was probably a 90+ degree day here in North Carolina. 90+ degrees is hot in North Carolina, and he turned my heat on. He turned everything up on high. So when I got in that car, it was like a sauna. I mean, he did that to me, but like stuff like that goes on all the time. Big Eric, don't worry about what happened to my Steelers, man. We good. Don't worry about that. Don't do it. Don't laugh, but the gun is the AP9. Ain't no the AP9, man. I mean, I don't know where you find parts for it, but that's probably why you need parts for it, because it's AP9. But like I said, man, I have no idea where you can find parts for it. Was the pay different? Bobby, yeah, the pay when it came to the task force, it was not different. Now, when it came to the police department and when I went to ABC, the pay was, from the sheriff's department to the ABC, it was very different. I made a lot of money when it came to ABC. And now at the police department now, I'm not making as much money as I was making at ABC either. So ABC is like a kind of like a state job, but not really. It's one of those things that's in the gray area of being state or local. So see, Cam, I'm smoking on your raw. Security 29 asks what's my favorite fast food place. I don't really do fast food that much, man. I try to stay out of those fast food places. If I had to choose one, Culver's is probably going to be up there, man. Culver's got some good burgers, and I don't really classify them as actual fast food, but Culver's is probably one of my favorite places to go. Cordell Chanley, what's up, man? How you doing? Let me see. Yeah, Chris 77 says he thinks gun handling is key, man. He's seen people shoot through tables and all that stuff, man. I mean, we've had a couple times where officers been in the patrol room cleaning guns and they go off. I've heard that happening twice. So I mean, gun handling is very, very important, man, especially when you're talking about you're gonna be around other people. Let me see. Kid Down says, have you ever been at the range and a new gun owner pointed the muzzle at you while it was loaded? As far as when I was instructing, no, that has never happened. As far as just being at the range, I would say yes, because they sweep it, they swept me with it. So I mean, it has happened before, and I was very, very upset. It was one of those things where I turned into an instructor, and I blessed them. I blessed them. Lord blessed them. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. Matt Moore says you should do a tactical carbine class or something. I drive up there during the summer and pay for your time. Let's shoot some guns and train. Hey, man, I would love to, man. I just don't want you to have to pay and come up here for all that, man. If there's any way we can get you up here to just shoot and have some fun, I could, that would be, I would love to do that, man. That would be awesome. Native Girl says, how is Skeletor? Where is your bestie Murphy? Murphy had to work today. What's today? Tuesday? No, he was off today. I took a few days off, so I'm lost on my days. Skeletor's doing good, man. He's still got a little ways to go. He's still going through field training, but he's doing good. He's doing real good. Matt Moore said Skeletor, best nickname ever. What was your job at the ABC? So I started off as just a regular agent, and then I became basically the second in command. I was assistant chief for a while. C-Cam, desk pop. Now, y'all know I ain't doing no desk pop, but that is funny. Bobby, yeah, one of the instructors at work for the state lied about being a CIA contractor for 17 years. Wow. I mean, but see, the thing about it is, I mean, I had credentials. Homeland Security actually gave me a badge and not a badge. I'm sorry. They gave me an actual ID, and they did give me a badge. No, they didn't. Who gave me a DEA gives you a badge and credentials. But Homeland Security, they give you credentials, and you have codes to the door to get in the building. You have an office and all that stuff, man. So it's kind of like working for Homeland Security, but you're actually employed by whoever you're employed by. It could be a police department or a sheriff's department. But we had 4 actual full-time Homeland Security agents, and then there was like 22 local guys that worked on the task force. Matt Moore says, I've been swept so many times in the public range. That's why I like the range I go to, man. I don't have to worry about the public being out there. The guy standing beside me, if he's at that range, he's going to be a police officer because it's only police officers membership. So I really don't worry about that kind of stuff happening at the range that I go to. And usually when I go to that range, nobody's there. So, it's one of them things, man. I really do like that range that I go to because I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Bobby, yeah, that dude made over 12. Bobby, what kind of instructor were you? Security 29 says, do some police departments have snipers, and have you ever done it? Yes. No. Okay, that's a 2-part question. Most police departments have a sniper. We have a sniper in our police department. He went through the sniper school and all that stuff. As far as me, I don't like long range shooting. I don't like the looking through the big scope and down range. I just don't like that. I don't like laying there in one spot waiting for somebody to come across my sights. I don't like that. So yeah, I mean, that's one thing. That's why I haven't done it. That's why I don't really have any long distance gun. I do want to get a long distance gun like a 308 or something like that, but I have not gotten one yet. I still don't know what I'm going to get. I want like a Savage or something like that where I can shoot, maybe 800 yards or something like that, and I'll be good. And it's hard to shoot long distance whenever your range only goes up to 100 yards. You know what I'm saying? So. Bobby, yeah, no, it's not just on SWAT teams. My department does not have a SWAT team, and we still have a sniper because it's cheaper. It's cheaper that way for us to just have a sniper than to have a SWAT team, especially when you have some people that have already been trained. See, our department is a small department. If we need a CERT team or a SWAT team or something like that, we'll use the sheriff's department's CERT team and to do an entry or something like that if we need them. If not, we just do it ourselves. Okay, Bobby. Yeah, I got you. Cool. How long were you instructor for? Fishing with Finesse says, how do you feel about the ATF's raid on P80? From a law enforcement point of view, I can fully understand it. I can understand where they're coming from because the raid was based on the fact that they were advertising and giving out lowers and saying, build your own gun, basically making it seem like it was a whole gun in one box and trying to give them as many parts. See, the thing about it is when you start trying to go a little bit further than what you're allowed, you're trying to push a little bit, something like that happens. If P80 would have kept it how they were when they first started, they would have never had a problem. And the thing about it is they would have still sold just as many lowers that they were selling now. But what they had to do is try to make more money by adding more parts and more pieces to the puzzle to get it as close to that handgun as they could, with them saying from their own opinion that it's not a handgun. And that is one of the biggest problems when it comes to the ATF. A lot of the laws are based on opinion. It's not based on what black and white. It's based on opinion. So when you start pushing that threshold, that opinion could change from one day to another. Big Drop says he took his wife to the range last weekend, and a group of 4 new shooters got in the lane next to us. Very uncomfortable feeling, although they had an instructor, but I'm glad we were getting done. Yeah, man. You know what? I just finished editing a video of me taking my daughter to the range, my 11-year-old daughter to the range. Well, she's been going to the range, but this was the first time. This was the first time she actually shot a gun. So I wanted to show that video of her first time shooting a gun. She did an excellent job, and I can't wait for you guys to see that video, man, because like I said, I'm very proud of her when it came to her shooting that gun for the first time. Chameleon Tech says, get a 6.5 Creedmoor. You will love it. I think I would. Man. But like I said, I don't do the long distance like that. I don't know, man. I just being a sniper does not excite me at all. It just does not excite me at all. I'll go out to last time I went to the range, I went 80 yards out and I was shooting iron sights on a handgun and I was hitting my metal target. Now I don't know how much in the bullseye it was. It was a silhouette of a metal target and it was plinking every time. That's all I look for anyway when I shoot. And it just did not excite me. I mean, it was like, okay, yeah, 80 yards, but it just is not. I just don't have that long distance. I love being able to draw down on something and pop, 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 pop. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to do. So Joe Morgan says, my dad started me at 4, so I've been a lifelong shooter. So basically what my video is, what is a good age or time for a child to start shooting? And I go into what I feel like is a good time for a child to start shooting. So you guys stay tuned for that. Hopefully I'll be dropping it either this week or this weekend, sometime like that. I got another video I need to drop before that. Yes, Cody fought. Yes, that X-Tar has been on my list for at least a year now, and I have not been able to pick one up, man. So I was wanting to get one, but I have not been able to pick one up. So fishing and with finesse says he agreed with me on the P80 raid, and then he asked, "What do I feel about the honey badger?" The honey badger thing is not that big of a deal. I really don't think it's that big of a deal. Only thing ATF did was they sent Honey Badger a letter telling them that they have not said that the SBA 3, 4, or the 2 and the 3. There are some SBA braces that they have not approved. That's all they were saying. They weren't saying they were not approved, they were outlawed, none of that stuff. They didn't say anything. Only thing they said was they cannot advertise, they can only advertise the SBA tactical brace that they approved, that one. Not all of them, just that one. See, that's another thing when I'm telling you, people start like SBA Tattoo got that one, they got that one approved. So they thought they could make variations off of that one and it'll be okay. And that's not what the ATF agreed to. Apparently, they didn't agree to that. All they're saying is we only approved one, don't advertise on the other ones. And I feel like if they start advertising on the other ones, they will be rated. So they better take heed and not advertising. And the thing about it is, that has helped SBA Tactical sell a lot of braces. I understand that. I understand the name of the game is getting more money and all that stuff. But what is the use of getting more money if you lose everything? My thing about it is, man, if they would just abide by the rules and go through the ATF and all this stuff, I really don't feel like we need to be sending all these letters to ATF for approval anyway. But we do. A lot of companies do. Matt Moore says, I bet you went over basic firearm safety and operation without ammo with your daughter before the range visit, though, right? I did the same. Yes. I've been beating in my kid. Man, she's been going to range with me probably 3 years. Every time we go to the range, I always recite the 4 cardinal rules of gun safety. And sometimes I put that 5th one in there. That 5th one is not really that big of a deal, but I always recite those gun safety rules, man. And she knows them. She's good with them. I don't have a problem with that. She knows what to do if she sees a gun and knows there's nobody around, all that stuff. I go through all that in that video. So, like I said, y'all just stay tuned. Joe Morgan says, I love to have a career in guns. It beats healthcare, but family first. I understand that, man. I fully understand that. Guns, man, having a career in guns is kind of, man, you have being in healthcare is one of them things, man. It's gonna be there regardless. Guns, shoot, your state could turn into a California overnight, depending on who they get in office. So, guns is one of them things that eventually could. I hope not. Now, please don't take my words, but it could be one of those things that's few and far between. What are you saying? Yeah, man. Joe Morgan, I understand that. In the video, I tried to see if my daughter could rack the slide of my 509, and she couldn't. So I had to rack it for her. I had to drop that slide catch for her. No. See that? Yeah, that was there was a lot of fear mongering, and I wish we would stop doing that in the 2A community. There was a lot of fear. Fishing and finesse says, that makes sense. A lot of gun tubers made it seem like people are immediately a felon for owning the honey badger. I do like the Q volunteered to pay for the people's tax stamp for the badger. That, yes, I understand. I wish YouTubers would stop the fear mongering, because they hear this stuff and then they just draw conclusions and make their own conclusion before anything comes out on it. They were not saying that they were saying, okay, they were saying that the honey badger, the Q honey badger, that one gun was maybe not going to be approved. They hadn't actually disapproved it yet. What Honey Badger came out and said is that if they do disapprove it, they will pay for that tax stamp. But I don't think they have gone through with that yet. That's what brought up the whole thing with ATF going to SBA Tactical and telling them that they cannot advertise these guns, these braces no more, because that's what they advertised to Q, and that's what Q advertised to his people. Because that brace had not, and that brace, I'm telling you, man, that brace, I could see why they would disapprove it, because it's, I mean, truthfully speaking, man, that thing is not, I don't want to speak too much on it, but I could fully understand where they're coming from on that one. Chris 77, man, I appreciate you coming, bro. Appreciate you coming. Have a good one. I got me a SCAR 2 months ago for $2,500. I want a SCAR so bad, and I cannot afford it. I wish I could, especially if they're going to ban them. Golly, if they ban them, that'll just break my heart, man. Chameleon Tech, but the ATF went to Q. Okay, so the reason why, and this is just my personal opinion. I have not looked into this. I have not researched it, but I believe the reason why ATF went to Q first is because that brace was only made for Q, so they were only on those Honey Badger guns. And the reason why ATF probably saw the gun, somebody had the gun inspected and said, hey man, this ain't really to spec of, you know, what needs to be going on. Where did you get this gun from? They tell them they got it from Q. That's why they went to Q. Now that's just speculation on my part. I don't know for sure, but if I were doing the investigation, that would probably lead me. That's why I say that, because if I were doing the investigation, I saw the gun on somebody and they said they got it from Q, I would not even think about going to SBA Tactical first. I'll go to SBA Tactical after I found out Q got their braces from SBA Tactical. Go Bills. Chameleon Tech, I thought you was a smart individual, man. These questions you asking, but then you make that comment and go Bills, man. I swear. The PSA AK brace is barely a brace. And see, that's the thing. They were getting away from. Listen, man, those first 2 or 3 braces they made were just fine. I don't know why they had to go and make all these other braces to make it. Like, when they started making them adjustable, I was like, yo, they are going way too far, bro. So it's just one of them things, man. When you start pushing the envelope and start going as far as you can take it, man, that's when it messes everybody up. Okay, Chameleon, I hear you. If you could have only one shotgun, what would you pick, Diesel? That's coming from Security Unit 29, and it would be a Benelli M4. I would pick the Benelli M4 is what I would pick. Tactical. Okay, Matt Moore, SBA laws and NFA registrations are totally outdated, in my opinion, which they would change that, but I don't see it happening today. See, that's a slippery slope because, Matt, it could be changed for worse. I don't know if we gave them the leeway to change the laws, I think they would take advantage of it and make it harder on us. So I don't know, man. I don't know about changing laws. I'm not all the way on board when it comes to that, man. Well, I mean, Bobby, yeah, back in Jamaica, you can own a machine gun with a permit that costs $3,400. I mean, it's the same thing here. You can get a machine gun. You just got to pay the tax on it, and which is, I mean, the permit on it, the licensing for it, which is around, from what I've heard, it was around $5,000. I don't know for sure. I've never looked into it, but I mean, you can own a machine gun here. You just got to pay the tax and the ATF and all that stuff. C Cam says, I hope they grandfather the braces that are out there. I don't know if they will grandfather the braces that are out there. I don't even know if they're going to actually ban the braces that are out there. I think what ultimately is what's going to happen is SBA 3, I think, is one of the most popular braces that's out there. I don't think they will ban the first 3. The ones after that, though, I think they may ban them. I think what they're going to do is they're going to go through all of them and say, this is good, this isn't good. The first 3 from SBA Tactical, I think they're fine. I think they'll be all right. The ones after that, though, I don't know, man, because they started taking more and more off of them. They started adding more and more hard plastic to them and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I hope that's the route they take. I mean, I hope they take the route of going through each individual one and saying which one is good and which one isn't. K-Down, man. If you come down this way, man, let me know. We'll get up. Did I see the new Smith & Wesson M&P 15 pistol with a 7.5 barrel? No, I did not. Let me go ahead and look that up now. I'll go ahead and look that up right now and let you know what I think about it. Ooh, that's sexy. That is nice. I like that. I mean, it's nice, man. It looks like a typical 7.5. Just like it looks kind of like mine that I already have. I have a 7.5 also on mine, and I like my 7.5. Buddha, what's going on, man? Benelli M4 is an awesome shotgun, but you are one and only over a trustworthy, reliable pump action. I disagree, but that's cool. I mean, you're right. I mean, I don't. I like pump actions, but I just have a love for that Benelli M4. That Benelli M4 is an inertia driven, and I just love that Benelli M4, man. The way it works, man. Security 29 says only police officers in Canada can have a fully auto and a 30-round magazine. See, so I could get a fully auto rifle right now. My chief, most likely, he would probably. I don't doubt my chief would sign off on it. I would have to get a letterhead. I would have to get signed off by my chief. But the thing is, that rifle is my department's. It's not mine. So if I were to leave that department without a permit to have it or anything like that, it would have to go to the department. So Big Rob says dog farts are the worst. Yeah, I got a pit, man. He boy. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have him send my pit down so y'all can meet my pit. Let me get my daughter to send my pit down here so y'all can meet him and my other dog. Yeah, like I said, that M4, man, that M4 is a great gun, man. I love that M4 shotgun, and actually Texas Gun Vault. That's one of Texas Gun Vault's favorite shotguns as well. So let me tell you, I carried an M4 when I was working at ABC. I carried an M4. We had AR-15. We had a Glock 42, a Glock 26, and a Glock 19 is all what we carried. Hello. Send Caesar down here. Send Caesar and Angel down here, please. Joe Morgan, that's funny. Old folks can cold brown, the best of anything. Yeah, man. Them dogs are a trip, bro. Them dogs are a trip. Hold on, let me go get my dogs real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my dogs. Caesar, come on, boy. Caesar, come on, boy. Come on. Boy, you dirty. You real dirty. Come here. Come on. Okay. Come on. There you go. This is my boy Caesar. Y'all see my boy Caesar? Oh. All right, go. Come here, Angel. This is my boy Angel right here. My boy Angel. He need a haircut, but this is my boy Angel. All right? All right, go sit down. Go. Go. Sit. All right. So those are my boys. I wanted y'all to see my boys, and all got hair all over me now. Oh, Lord. But yeah, they stink too. And my backyard, man, it's so muddy back there. They have to go in the backyard, and it gets real muddy back there. So he's a white dog, but he looks brown now. Do you have a laser on your M4? No, I do not. I do not like lasers as much as most people. I don't. Lasers, Bobby, yeah. You should know lasers, man, they are a hindrance more than a help, because people usually forget all their muscle memory when it comes to pulling that trigger, because that laser's sitting there and they think all they got to do is jerk that trigger. And usually people are off target when they're using lasers. You have to practice and practice and practice when it comes to a laser. And I just don't like doing that. So I'm not scared of my own dogs. Matt Moore said, I thought you were scared of dogs. I'm scared of police dogs, Matt. Have you seen what police dogs do to people? I'm scared of police dogs. I don't do that. I don't mess with nobody's police dog. Heck no. Robert Lumsford, what's going on, man? Security 29 asks, does your hospital have armed security like some of our bigger cities do? Yes, my local hospital does. My hospital is a pretty big hospital, so it does have armed security. And they sometimes use off-duty officers also. Big Rob says, am I wearing Angel's shirt? No, boy, I ain't wearing Angel's shirt. I'm wearing my own. This is my shirt. Y'all just mad because the muscles popping. Dang. Y'all see when I got up, I was sucking my stomach in, though. Didn't y'all see that? See, Cam, you don't know if my dog's Raiders. My dog ain't no Raiders. He's a Steelers fan. Ain't that right? My dogs are Steelers fans. IR laser with night vision. Like I said, man, them lasers, man, I like night vision. I do like night vision, but them lasers, man, I just can't get down with them. I put a laser on my my SIG P320X carry, and that's just because it was an Olight, and you know, I always go with Olight whenever they have the new stuff come in. I always get it, and I got it not even knowing it was a laser. I just bought it because I thought it was a new light, and it actually has a laser on it, and so I just put it on there, and I'm going to use it. I don't know how much I'm going to use it, but I am going to use it. Joe Morgan says, I am an A2 guy, irons for the win. Iron sights are good, man. I'm telling you, but the red dots, I have recently gotten the red dots. I've been shooting red dots on my guns for the last maybe a year and a half. And I'm telling you, man, it is a great tool to have, just like a flashlight on your gun. It is a great tool to have on your gun. If you guys watched my sighting in my red dots, man, that FN 509, when I was shooting that, man, it was, man, it was good. Bobby asked me, have I ever used night vision before? Yes, I have used night vision before. So I've trained with night vision before. I've never had to use it though, but I have trained with night vision before. Weapon mounted flashlights is the way to go for pistols. Any tool that you can put on a pistol that's going to help you shoot, I think you should need to put on there. Any tool. That's the red dot, the flashlight. If a laser helps you, go ahead and do a laser. I mean, anything you can use that will help you. Yes. Doberman Pinscher. I hear you, man. Joe Morgan says, I respect dots, but it's not my thing. Have you ever shot one? I know a lot of people say that it's not their thing, but they've never shot one. They've never trained with one. Have you ever shot one? And that's the thing. Like, I'm not just talking about somebody handing it to you and letting you use it. What I'm saying is actually going through the motions of shooting red dot. That's the thing. No, I don't own the night vision. I don't own a night vision. What is the craziest gun your apartment ever detained? Nothing too crazy, man. Just regular old handguns, man. You know, we've seen a lot of the high points and, you know, things of that sort, man. But nothing really too crazy that I can think of. Now, I know the when I worked ABC, the local department of the city that I was actually, well, see, when I worked ABC, I had jurisdiction in 8 cities and 4 counties. It was like 8 cities and 4 counties or something like that. And one of the bigger cities that I was in, they got a grenade launcher, an actual grenade launcher. And then I think another one, if I'm not mistaken, another one got an RPG, but it didn't have the actual missile for the RPG. It was just actually the RPG. Moonshine and steak with the wife and watch Diesel TV. Bobby, yeah. Moonshine's some good stuff, boy. Say it. JOTB, man. Appreciate the sub, man. Appreciate it. On your concealed gun, you paint sights orange. Okay. Stoker 19, looking for a good AR pistol for patrol. Any recommendations? Man, listen. It's always best to build your own. Get you a lower, get you an upper, put all the parts that you want to put on it, man. It's always good to build your own, and it's cheaper, man. It's cheaper. The next AR pistol that I build is going to be a side charging. The one I have now is a Aero Precision lower with I want to say a Palmetto State upper, man. And it works. I mean, it works fine. It works fine, no problem. And the only reason I didn't go with the more expensive, I wanted to carry my MPX. But I was thinking that if I was ever to get into a shooting with that MPX, SBI is going to take my gun, and I have no idea how long they're going to keep my gun. So I went with a cheap option, 7.5-inch barrel that I wasn't too worried about losing if I have to use it. Security 29 says, have you ever seen an officer take a pistol in a traffic stop and keep it for themselves? No, sir. That's called stealing. Can't do that. Me and Matt Moore have been talking about the red dots for a while. And Matt, I really want you to try out that red dot, man. And I'm not talking about just shoot it, man. You have, like, when I first shot a red dot, I was not into it because it took so long to actually acquire that red dot. Like, you have to look around and try to find that red dot in that window. So that's a big turnoff for people that first shoot it. That's why I don't let people just hold my red dot and shoot it. I tell them when they're ready to train with it, then I'll let them shoot it. Yeah, man. Bobby S says brother works for ATF. Recently raided a house that had a saw machine load with 200. I don't doubt it. I've heard of it, man. I've seen pictures. I've seen pictures. Now, as far as my department season, I don't know. Now, I know ATF seasons a whole bunch of crazy crap, but me, I have not. AK, man, Matt Moore says, get you an AKM and you can afford to shoot it sometime. Matt, I can't even afford an AKM. So I can't afford nothing right now, buddy. That's what I'm scared of, man. I'm hoping I can pick up something before the end of January. As far as, like, I really want to pick up like 2 or 3 more braces before the end of January. If I can do that, I think I'll be all right. Now, as far as the AK that I was wanting to get, man, I don't know if I'll be able to get that. The SCAR that I wanted to get, I don't know if I'll be able to get that. I wanted an H&K MP5 replica or something like that. I don't know if I'll be able to get that. So it's a lot of things that I want, but I'm just at the point now where I probably most likely won't be able to get it for at least 4 years. What muzzle brake do you use on your AR build? There is not one that in particular that I use. Strike Industries makes some good ones that I go to them all the time and get muzzle brakes because I don't use the same muzzle brake on every gun. It depends on what I'm using it for. So I'll go to Strike Industries. I'll go to Brownells. They got some good muzzle brakes on there. So, I mean, just whatever I go off. Sometimes, man, when it comes to my ARs, I go off what the muzzle brake looks like. Sometimes I just go off what it looks like than what it actually does, you know, because most of my ARs are safe queens anyway. They stay in the safe. They don't come out the safe until I'm ready to shoot it, and that's probably once or twice a year for each one. Because I have so many ARs, I just don't get around to shooting them all. I shoot my patrol AR the most, and then I have, you know, all the other guns that I try to shoot. So my ARs are mainly safe queens. Cody Fox says he has a red dot on his EP9, titanium fiber on his G3C. Not big on red dots pistols yet. I need an optics ready pistol though. May help. So I had one of my boys. He came to me and asked me about getting a Glock, and I told him he might want to get a Glock MOS just in case. Get a optics ready pistol just in case you want to make that jump to the red dot, man. Like I said, man, the red dot is the new wave right now, man. I don't think it's going to go away because it is so much easier to acquire that target and stay on target with that red dot. I mean, I don't think that will go anywhere. Matt Moore says, I'm going to have to unlearn. It is second nature for me to focus on that front sight. I thought the same thing, Matt Moore, but just like when you're shooting a rifle and it has a red dot on it, you'll focus on that red dot. I guarantee you. It is not as hard as you think it is. When I went to it, when I actually trained with it. Now, like when I first just shot it, I was just trying to shoot and see what it was like. But when I actually trained on it and got acquired to that red dot, it's not nearly as hard. It's basically like shooting a rifle, but you're just holding a handgun. Bobby, yeah, I know here in Florida, the ABC deals alcohol cases and moonshine makers. Yep, that's how it was here in North Carolina. We mainly did alcohol anything when dealing with alcohol. If a restaurant sold alcohol, we did inspections on them and things of that sort. We dealt with a lot of, like, it was more, actually it was more narcotics than anything than alcohol we dealt with. We dealt with a lot more narcotics than it was alcohol. Here in North Carolina, ABC, their main focus, and it's written in law that their main focus is alcohol and narcotics. Joe Morgan says, I got nothing against the red dot. I've been a handgun shooter since the Bill Clinton. I just love the classics for concealment. My red dot is actually a lot easier to conceal. It's just as easy to conceal as it is with a regular handgun, man. It doesn't make it any harder or anything like that. I haven't seen anything harder when it comes to doing that. Now, as far as the size of the gun, of course, but just having a red dot on it doesn't take away from concealment. I've had problems with extended magazines more than my red dot. I need a BCM, BCG, man. I usually get mine from, what is the website I get mine from? Optics Planet. Optics Planet, I think it is, I go to get my bolt carrier groups and all that stuff. A2 flash hider is simple and effective. You are correct, Joe Morgan. Security 29, have I ever used my tourniquet to save? No, I have not. Bobby, yeah, was it fun? Yeah, man, that was the best job I ever had, man. I went to work in street clothes. They let you pick your car. You could choose what car you wanted to be your police car, and they would put blue lights and siren in it. I had a 2018 Nissan Pathfinder. I had a Ford Taurus Show. I had a Dodge Charger, and I had a Tahoe. So yeah, man, I love that. I loved that job. Literally, I loved that job. That was a very good job. I had a good time with it. So Big D, you aren't the least bit concerned about reliability of those pistols dots. Your own videos seem to show some issue. So, okay, so no, I'm not. The issues that came with the red dot was not the red dot. It was user error. I mean, that's mainly where it came from. I was under the assumption that the red dots already came zeroed in. So I was starting out at 15 yards trying to zero it in when I should have been at 5 yards trying to zero it in. You know what I'm saying? So it was more user error than anything. Once I got it sighted in, it was fine. And the thing about it is I can still co-witness with iron sights because my 509 has suppressor height sights. My 19 has suppressor height sights. So I still can co-witness. It's not taken away. It's like I said, I'm not taking away anything from the gun. It's just added tools to the gun to help me. Bobby S says, do all your departments train y'all in basic medical training? Yes, for the most part. Yes. Self-aid buddy aid is what they call it. Texas Gunball. Hey, man, how's it going? Hey, man, I really appreciate it, man. I hope you enjoy those lights. Texas Gunball says, hey, Diesel TV, I just wanted to drop in and let you know I got those O lights. I did an unboxing and a release tomorrow. I try and drive some people to your channel with it. I really appreciate that, man. And like I said, I just wanted to send you those O lights because they're real good lights and they're not that expensive. All three of those O lights were not expensive at all. I didn't pay any money for them, so don't even think about that. So, man, I hope you enjoy them. Chameleon Tech says maybe it's just a fad. However, I prefer the green dot right now. I don't think the red dots are just a fad, man. I really don't think the red dots. There are some departments going to red dots on their guns. And I don't think it's a fad because it is such an advantage to have it on your gun. It is literally an advantage. Chicago Southside, what a Miss Tight Shirt had to feed the wife and give her some medication. Would you have a breastfeeder? Chocolate drop. Did you have to breastfeed wife? You ain't missed nothing. Ain't nobody miss you. I tell you that much. Let me check my emails. See if there's anything in there. Okay. No, I do not have any new emails. I did get I am a baller. I got your email. And I think that was it. Hold on. Just got some new ones. Uh-oh. Olight's having a 40% off. Here we go. I'm probably going to get me some more Olights. Diesel looks skinny. How I look skinny, man? I ain't skinny, man. That stomach out there, boy. You see that big old stomach? That thing big, man. I ain't skinny. Oh, man. Chicago Southside, man. I'm sorry. My apologies. Sorry about that, bro. I was just messing. Cody Fought says preferred rifle length. It all depends, man. You know what? I have a 7.5-inch barrel rifle for my patrol rifle right now. And when it comes to doing an entry, man, I see why MP5s were so popular on CERT teams and things of that sort, because that short barrel, man, I'm telling you, man, it just makes it a lot easier getting around those corners, doing entries to houses and stuff and things of that sort, man. It makes it a lot better. I've done entries with 16-inch barrels, and it was not near. It's just a lot better when it comes to that 7.5. Now, when it comes to velocity and stuff, of course, you want a 16 and 18 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But for what I'm trying to do, now, if I was over in Iraq or something like that, give me a longer barrel. But for what I'm trying to do here, working here, you know, I don't really need a 16-inch barrel, if you get what I'm saying. I don't think I need a 16-inch. So 7.5, 8.5, something like that. I really like those, man. I've come to really like those barrels. I qualified with it not too long ago. We go out to 100 yards with that barrel. I mean, with our rifles, and I scored flawless, no problem, man. I threw one bullet out, and I know the bullet that I threw out because you have to do a double tap headshot at, like, I think it's 10 or 15 yards or something like that. And you know that bullet has a drop in it, and it's just hard to gauge when it comes to what the bullet's going to do with a regular red dot. So I know that's where I missed it. Matt Moore, I appreciate you coming, man. I really do appreciate you coming. Chicago South says, I know, man, that wasn't a corny joke. You know that thing was funny. Don't do that. But I really do apologize. I don't mean to pick at you when it comes to, you know, your wife and all that stuff. I didn't know she had any problems. Have I gotten any text messages? K-Down, I did get your text message. I thought you sent it through email, man. I did get your text message. Let's see. All right. Any other questions, guys, before I get off of here? I don't think there are any more questions, man. Well, guys, if there are no more questions, I'll give you a few minutes to ask me some more questions. Have you ever had a police? I had a Tahoe, if you want to classify that as a truck, but as far as a pickup truck, no. We had one that we used for picking up evidence and stuff like that, but nobody actually had one as their like police car. What is the coolest thing I've ever seen as a cop? Ooh. I don't I mean, it's hard to kind of impress me, man, so I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of that right now, man. What is the coolest thing I've ever seen as a cop? I don't know. Big Rob, good night, man. Good night. Cody Fought started police cadet job in the sheriff's in January. Ain't advice. My advice is it ain't easy and it don't pay. Don't go in it, man. It needs to be something you love and not something you're trying to get rich off of. So just keep that in mind. That's what I tell all when I would talk to rookie classes and stuff like that. That's what I used to tell, man. The job, you don't change the job changes you. So I mean, policing ain't something you're gonna come in and make a big old change on. 7.5 is okay, but 8.5 is with good brake on QBC. You don't need velocity, good trigger, and your spec ops. Okay. Yeah, Buddha, I mean, you're right. I mean, but I don't have an 8.5. I have a 7.5, so that's what I'm using. Bobby, man, you're doing too much, bro. You're doing way too much, bro. I've got friends. I've gotten plenty. I don't need. Let me not say that. I don't have plenty, but I'm not looking for anybody right now. I have what I need. $100%, man. Appreciate it. Okay, Cody, man. Good luck to you, bro. Good luck to you. 10.5. I do have a 10.5. I have 3 10.5s. One of them has my actual Franklin binary trigger in it, man. I have a lot of fun with that one. Yeah, man. I mean, policing is kind of like healthcare, man. You see a lot of things that the regular public do not see, and it really changes you, man. It really does change you. One of the main problems I have with policing is that my family talking about some of the police brutality stuff and what goes on, and they don't like to hear my opinion all the time because they don't see what I see. They've never been in my shoes. And my main thing is like I know what it is to be black and I know what it is to be a cop. So you can't tell me nothing. There ain't nothing you can tell me when it comes to it. So I'm sorry. Duke Adams, ain't no problems. Grandmaster J, I don't know. What are you talking about, Grandmaster J? What happened with him? Yeah, it does. It does suck because a lot of the times when I talk to my family, they say the only you're taking up for them. You're taking up for them, and I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, him, the Grandmaster. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I don't want to talk about any kind of Black Lives Matter, NFAC. You know, I don't have anything good to say about them for one, and I don't want. I mean, I don't really want to talk about that situation. I don't like talking about politics and things of that sort, man. You know what I'm saying? And the main reason is because like that's one of the things that creates enemies, man. I ain't trying to create no enemies or anything like that. I mean, it is what it is. Grandmaster J was charged with assault on a law enforcement officer. I don't know the situation. I've never looked into it. Every time I see him online, I just look the other way. I don't even read about it or anything like that, because some of the things that he has done and I've seen him do, it's kind of embarrassing. So I don't even talk about it. Golly. Big Rob, I'm going to tell you to get the hell up off of here with that joke. I ain't even going to read that. Get gone somewhere with that. Hey, Buddha, no problem, bro. Be good. Joe Morgan, I appreciate you coming, man. I really do appreciate you coming. All right, guys, I'm at an hour and 45, man. I'm about to get off here. I appreciate everybody that came tonight. I just wanted to get on here real quick because on my texting group, they tried to say that's because the Steelers lost, I wasn't going to go live this week. And I was planning on going live anyway before the game. So I just wanted to show them that I ain't going nowhere and the Steelers ain't going nowhere. So we still here. All right. So I hope y'all have a good night. Y'all stay tuned. I will be going live Friday for Friday Foolery. So y'all stay tuned for that. Friday Foolery is on live this week. That'll be Friday. I'll probably go on around 6 p.m. Eastern time for Friday Foolery. So y'all be up for that. All right. And so I hope y'all enjoy your time. I'll be dropping a video tomorrow on the ATF and some of the things the ATF has done and why you need to keep good records of your guns and things of that sort. So y'all stay tuned for that tomorrow, all right? And y'all know what it is, man. I'm out.